Hi guys. Okay. I titled it the Sisters because I've been thinking about doing it for a little bit, but then other things came in front of the line, so then I haven't done it yet. Okay, I'm referring to the Spears sisters, meaning Brittany and Jamie Lynn, and the Simpson sisters, Jessica and Ashley Simpson. So we're talking about people in music today, but I think it also fits because it's Women's History Month till the end of the month. So I still have technically 8 days to talk about women. Um, all right. So Spears sisters, Brittany and Jamie Lynn. Brittany is older than Jamie Lynn, but also I have this belief that two people can grow up in the same house and turn out to be completely different people. I've seen it and experienced it in my own life, and you see it everywhere you look if you really look for it. Okay. So we have Britney Spears. Britney Spears came to fame when she was 16, 17 years old. 16. Because Hit Me Baby One More Time was done in 1998. So 16. Um, okay. And then Jamie Lynn, I guess she came to fame, but not for a good thing because she was pregnant at a young age, and being from the South and being from anywhere, it was kind of frowned upon until, I don't know, I'd say about maybe 2000. But and then she was kind of famous in her own right. But the reason why I say that two people can be completely different is because Britney Spears loved the limelight. Um, I mean, she was on Star Search at the age of 10, and she was also on the Mickey Mouse Club. She was on Star Search, and she won for a little bit, and then when she lost, she got on the Mickey Mouse Club. On the Mickey Mouse Club is where she met Justin Timberlake and all the rest of them, because it was Justin Timberlake, JC Chasez, and Christina Aguilera for three people. And I think Ryan Gosling, of acting fame, was part of that group too. Um, so there's that. But I think that she was meant to be in the spotlight, whereas Jamie Lynn really wasn't. I don't think she intended to be in the spotlight because I've seen a couple interviews with her, Jamie Lynn, and she seems to not like. I don't know. I don't know if she doesn't like the interview process, but she seems to be more nervous than Brittany would be. Um. So yeah, and also Jamie Lynn Spears. The reason why she came back into focus for me was because she wrote a book a little while ago, apparently detailing her childhood and her life, and she put Brittany in that such a good spotlight, not a good light. So there was tension between them because of that. But I think there was a little bit of tension anyway. Um, Although Jamie Lynn seems to always defend Brittany, so I guess you have that. Um, all right, moving on to the Simpson sisters. All right, Jessica Simpson was born in 1980, and Ashley Simpson was born in 1984. So 4 years apart. But again, I say completely different people because raised completely different. Okay, the one thing you have to know is that they were raised by a preacher, so they were preacher's kids, which is a completely different upbringing than having regular parents because when you're preacher's children, you're held to a higher standard, and when you fall from that pedestal, it's a bigger fall and more outrage and arguments and whatever you want because you fell from this place that they wanted you to be. All right. So, Jessica Simpson. She was famous in 1997, 1998, especially 1999. But, okay, so she was 1980. All right, she was 17 to 19 years old. Okay, so still a teenager. So infamously, or whatever, she was involved with Nick Lachey from 98 Degrees. And they got married, and they were married for a couple of years, and they got divorced. And I read in her book, Jessica Simpson's book, which was over 500 pages, that when they divorced, Nick Lachey turned into a completely different person about money and everything else. But then Jessica Simpson, which is why I wanted to include her in this thing, is she became famous in her own right, and she has a business, and she has a business with several sections, and she's a billionaire now. So apparently she was doing something right. Okay, Ashley Simpson is, I think, well, I know from experience for myself that when you're younger, you learn from all your siblings' mistakes what to do and what not to do. So you learn, okay, that didn't work, so don't do that. Okay, that kind of worked, you might want to try that, but don't do it that way exactly. You learn all that. Okay, so Ashley Simpson was a pretty famous ballerina. She was in dancing ballet since she was 4, and she was the oldest or the youngest person to ever be admitted into the American Ballet Association or something like that. So, and she's only 5 foot something, so she's pretty small. Small petite body type. Okay, so, but she always wanted to be a singer, but the problem is that she came after her sister, so there's always a bit of, is she going to be like her sister? How's it going to turn out? All that stuff. So, which they did completely different genres of music, because Jessica Simpson did pop, but more ballads, and Ashley Simpson is just straight pop, and also with a little rock infused. And she did songs that I don't think her sister would ever touch. So they are different. I mean completely different. Yeah, and of course I'm pretty sure there's love there, and you know, because your sisters, so of course you have compassion. I'm just saying that they had completely different styles and likes and everything else. Um, Ashley Simpson, for Jessica Simpson, she was married once, and then she's married again to Eric something. Um, he's a famous football player. They met each other and they just fell in love right away. And they have 4 kids. So. And Ashley Simpson has been married twice, because she was married to Pete Wentz for a couple years. And then she waited a while, and she's married to Evan Ross now. They also she had one child with Pete Wentz, and she has 2 or 3 with her husband now. So, and I can honestly say that I've seen her the way she looks now, and I've seen her in shows and things, and she's completely changed from how she was back then. She's not. She doesn't appear to be as wild and everything else, which wild is not a bad thing. But I try to watch my language, because I don't like to label anybody, and if you say something about somebody, that the label or the way you phrase them could stick with them. So I try not to do that. But yeah, so I just wanted to say and highlight some good talented women for part of Women's History Month. For the remaining week of the month, I'll talk about more women as we go along. I'll talk about Mariah Carey in a couple days because her birthday is coming up, and she's always been a huge influence for me. And I also want to say happy birthday on her birthday, so I'll cover her again. Yeah, okay. So thanks, guys.